My name is Gabriella Velardi-Ward. I'm the coordinator of the Coalition for Wetlands and Forests. We spent a large portion of today in the wetland itself. As you can see around, there were about 10 members here altogether, and we were putting caution tape to surround the area that is the jurisdiction of the Army Corps of Engineers. The contractors here cannot do any work here, cannot cut anything down because they don't have a permit with the Army Corps. To begin with, this is a wetland with a tidal wetland and a freshwater wetland. We're standing in the freshwater wetland. It's 18 acres is the freshwater wetland, and the powers that be are planning on cutting down 2,000 trees, 18 acres worth of trees, and putting up a strip mall that contains a very large BJ's, a gas station, a parking lot for 835 cars, and 2 other big buildings. And we're fighting it because this wetland is important to the community that lives around here. We were not flooded during Hurricane Sandy because of the wetland, so we need to save this. There are hundreds and hundreds of homes on the east side of this wetland, and to the west side of this wetland there is a mobile home park, and there are 120 homes there, and they were flooded during Hurricane Sandy. We were not, because we were protected by the wetland. They are not protected by the wetland. They're very, very close to Arthur Kill, the body of water which is in between Staten Island and New Jersey, and they're liable to be flooded again because they have no protection. Their insurance is going to be sky high. We're beginning to talk about managed retreat for them, but the population there is disabled people, elderly people, and poor people, and they're in trouble, and we're very, very concerned about them, and we are trying to bring that into our project. The environmental impact statement that the developer put together didn't even mention them. They're not even in the impact statement, and they will be the most affected. So we're working very hard to save lives, because there are people there that may not be able to move, may not be able to evacuate if that's the case. And so we're here trying to save lives. It's interesting because yesterday we had torrential rain for several hours, most of the day probably. And if you look around, you don't see much water here because the wetland, the forest, absorbed a lot of it. And so it's really, really important that it stays and not become a strip mall for many reasons. We have fought it in the city. We are no longer in the city. We're now in the state. The developer has to ask for a permit. They have to apply for a permit from Department of Environmental Conservation. And so far, DEC, Department of Environmental Conservation, has denied it twice as incomplete. And they recently told the developer that they can no longer put an application in because there is the possibility of the presence of the eastern mud turtle is endangered, and it's in this location and it's rare. And so they can't even apply for a permit until May or June of next year because this turtle is now hibernating, and it usually hibernates below the frost line, which is 3 or 4 feet. So they can't even put an application in until they can confirm that the turtle is not present here. So we have a little bit of a delay, but we're not lying back and being silent about this. We're still active, as what we did today. We surrounded the area with caution tape where Army Corps has jurisdiction, and nothing can happen here as far as the developer goes. What our dream is that this become a nature trail with a small nature center to teach children about nature, how nature cooperates, and how it balances itself, and how if you respect it, it will respect you. So our dream is to have that. That's a small part of the dream. The larger part of the dream is that people become aware in this age of climate change and sea level rise. They become aware of the importance of the wetlands. We have lost wetlands to the north of this and to the south of this. So this wetland is doing triple duty because of all the loss. Staten Island has lost many, many acres, hundreds of acres of wetland, and we're in more and more danger because of it. This northwest coast of Staten Island used to be mostly wetlands, and now we have buildings like Amazon. Huge buildings, and we're in for a lot of trouble because sea level rises, storm surges. If we don't have barriers, torrential rain flooding, if we don't have barriers, if we don't have something that absorbs all of this, we're in trouble. And the whole world is looking at this. This is a microcosm of what the macrocosm is in the rainforest, all over the world, because there are islands all over the world that are sinking, as well as, euphemism, sinking. The tide is rising and absorbing it, as well as Staten Island is. It's a small island, and nobody's paying attention to it. Nobody's even talking about it. So our dream is that things stay green and moist, and helping all living beings, including the animals that live here.